Frosty, Heidi, and Frank. 520-9710. 888-520-9710.
Frosty, Heidi, and Frank.
On 97.1 Free FM, SoCal's FM talk station.
Hi from Los Angeles on 97.1 and listeners all around the world tuning in online at FrostyHeidiandFrank.com. That's who we are.
Well, who could it be?
Oh, my.
Look who's here. It's Megan Hilty.
Hi.
Hi, Megan.
Now, if you're unfamiliar with that name, Megan is one of the stars of the stage production of Wicked. Is playing at the Pantages Theater right now.
Yep.
She is Glinda the Good Witch.
Which Frank has seen about 15 times.
I love that show. It's awesome.
No, he does. He comes in, like, you saw it on a Friday night or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he comes into work on Monday and he goes, Jesus Christ, you gotta seriously, this is unbelievable. I think I'm going again. We're like, well, really?
Heidi hates musical theater.
No. I've already cleared this up. And
Not with Megan.
Well, I haven't cleared it up with Megan, but here's the thing. You know, in 5th grade, like when the boy picks on you and pulls your pigtails and you think that he hates you, it's really that he likes you. And I always make fun of musical theater because the thing with musical theater for me is it's not natural to sing everything. Do you want something to drink? I do. So, but deep down, I do that all the time in my real life. So I think I make fun of it, but I secretly love it. And that's why I go, oh, come on, that's not even natural. But I find myself doing it. I was like, should we open another bottle of wine? Of course. So I do it. I love it. But I act like I hate it.
She can't sing and she can't act.
No, none of that. Nothing. And maybe that's why I
So in Wicked,
make fun of it, but I do
Frank has seen it, and like Heidi said, he was just going on and on.
Oh, my God.
And if you win Frank's approval,
That's
it must be really
something.
good. How much of it is singing and how much is talking? It's not all sung, is it? Or
It's
is it?
not all sung, but there is a lot of singing.
Oh.
But it's great. It's not like a normal, like musical theater show, like Heidi's explaining. You know, it's not like one of those old school musicals.
Right.
It's a huge, spectacular thing. Like, there's all kinds of things to look at. People are flying and singing, and there's bubbles and smoke.
There's
and
bubbles?
Yeah,
there's
because the first
bubbles.
time you see Megan as Glinda, she comes down out of the ceiling in a bubble.
I literally fly
That's
in
how
a bubble.
Glinda traveled around in her bubble. I figured your bubble broke down last week because you were supposed to be on the show last week.
Exactly.
I was like, bubble must
Yeah.
be in the shop.
Yep.
So, for those who've seen The Wizard of Oz, which is everyone in this room except Heidi, again, who hasn't seen The Wizard of Oz.
I have seen it, just not all at one time.
So, well, that doesn't
Well,
count.
as a kid, it scared me. It frightened the crap out of me when I was little.
Yeah.
Like the
Like the
just the
monkeys and
and all that.
stuff,
I'm
yeah.
like, it scared me. And so then later on, I'd see a little bit more and later on. So I think I've seen the whole thing,
Classic.
but never sat down and watched it from start to finish.
And the story Wicked, give us the rundown of what the story
Well,
where
it's
it
like
takes
the
place.
prequel for The Wizard of Oz, and it's actually explaining how Glinda the Good Witch and the Wicked Witch of the West, who's named Elphaba in Wicked, they grew up together, and how they were actually best friends.
And then how the one
That's
went.
all I'm gonna say.
Okay, so otherwise, yeah, you give it
Not
away.
gonna give it away.
So is it kind of like Star Wars? You find out why Darth Vader turned to the dark side? I mean,
Exactly.
okay.
There's a lot of, like, if you've seen The Wizard of Oz, there's a lot of, like, inside jokes. Like, it explains why the Tin Man is the Tin Man, how it got that way, you know, just like little funny things.
So are there any songs that appear in The Wizard of Oz, like Yellow Brick Road stuff, that's also in Wicked, or is it entirely different music?
It's entirely different music. I think for legal reasons, we can't take things directly from
So did you ever get one
movie.
of the crazy fans from Wizard of Oz who are upset with the story that you told before the Wizard of Oz?
Nobody's really been upset
They're like, how
yet.
dare you
Yeah.
say the Tin Man had to be like that?
Because they had an idea
an
of what
idea
it
in their
was. Yeah. That's
Yeah.
funny.
Nope. No, not
Nobody's
yet.
pissed off yet? Everyone seems to love the show when they walk out of that.
Yeah, it's pretty much a crowd pleaser.
I've gone twice now.
And you
Twice.
said,
Yeah, 'cause my
that
daughter absolutely
loved it.
Loved it. She's 10 years old. She'll be 11, but a lot of people take their kids. It's not, and they sit there and it's like, it's a visual, spectacular
there are flying
thing.
monkeys
and,
in that too, right?
Yeah. And Megan, who plays Glinda, just an amazing performer, just comedy.
Oh,
She's so
stop
funny.
it, Frank.
Seriously.
I think
She's so
she's in
funny,
love with
and
you.
she can sing, and she's got that opera
Somebody's
range.
got a
and then-
crush.
I really do.
Stop it.
I got to go meet her backstage, and I was starstruck after I watched the show. I was like, my God, she's amazing. Just everything about you.
Well, I was starstruck when I met you guys the first time. Like, the first time I was here, I was like shaking.
Because you came in
out.
with the Bad Witch.
Yeah, I did. Well, I had no idea that you guys were in the same building. We were doing this, like, guest DJ thing, and I wasn't nervous about that, but then I heard you guys were down the hall, and I was like, oh.
It's like
Yeah,
a Star
I've
Factory
calmed
in
down
here.
a little bit.
She listens to the show every single day.
Yeah.
What's your favorite
Every
part
single
of the
day.
show?
Cool.
Me?
Well, don't lead the witness.
I have to say that I think me and Frosty have something in common.
I feel some chemistry. I
Eating
feel some-
disorders?
oh, that's fine. Don't mind the
Besides
child.
that, no, I think we take our dogs to the same place.
What,
What, the living room? I don't think he probably takes his dog anywhere.
No, where you board your dogs.
Yes.
And I go there every time I go. I'm like, is Rudy dog here?
The really nice
Are my
place?
Dogs? Yeah, the really
Yeah,
nice
that
place.
was- that's it. Is your dog
that's
there?
the place. And then they say, Megan, we can't tell you whose dogs are
Oh,
here
that's
for
funny.
privacy. And but I know our dogs have played
Wow.
together.
Well, what kind of dog do you have? I'll have to look for your dog when I'm there.
I
with
have 2 Jack Russell Terriers.
Oh,
Okay,
I love
all
Jack
right.
Russells.
They're the greatest.
Throw the ball, throw the ball, throw the ball,
Yeah,
throw the ball, throw the ball, throw the ball, throw it again,
exactly.
throw it again, throw it again, throw it again. You're like, oh my God,
Yeah,
relax.
sound like fun,
Times
don't
2.
they?
Yeah.
No, they do. They're fun, though.
This
They're cute
dog
little
place,
dogs.
this resort is nicer than my house.
I know. I want to stay there.
It's a nicer place
Yeah.
than humans
They
get.
sleep on little dog, like an actual bed, right?
Yeah, they live in houses. They get their own house to run around in. It's better than my place.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, we do have a lot in common then.
Yeah, we do.
By the way,
Let's talk
Frank
later.
really is in love with you because you know how you notice when someone is almost on the giddy side and they mention something
Like when
or
John
someone.
Lovitz comes in and you're
Yeah,
here.
like that. Because he was talking about you after he saw the show. And she was great, man. Her timing, she's going to be huge. Like, they're singing. Her comedic timing is amazing. We're like, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he
I'm
goes,
just not used to being around a woman with comedic timing.
You know
Then-
what?
Oh, hey-o.
then he keeps going. I mean, really? I mean,
Yeah,
this
he
chick, she was, and his voice is higher. And we're like, yeah, Frank, she's good. He goes,
Let it go.
No, really? I mean, she's amazing. She blew me away.
When she told me this was when you got the part of Glinda, the Good Witch in Wicked, this was your first gig out of college,
Yeah,
right?
it was my very first thing.
So
I got,
she hasn't done anything
Wow.
else, and so to know that's why it even blew me away even more. That she is pretty much out of college.
Where'd you go to
just doing
college?
college
Carnegie
productions.
Mellon University
Oh,
in
well.
Pittsburgh.
Jeez, Carnegie
Yeah.
Mellon.
Yeah, that's small school.
Yeah.
Their basketball
Yeah.
team sucks. They were not in the March Madness this year.
No.